In recent years, a lot of website builders have popped up. The promise is for you to be able to create a full website without having to learn any coding. As a developer, I have never really taken these builders seriously. However, I recently was looking at some sites built by a friend and was surprised with how good end result you can actually end up with. In this video, I'll try out Wix.com and give my impressions and opinions. I never tried it in the past, so it would be interesting to see what I can accomplish in the first try. My idea was to take an existing website and then recreate it by hand and with Wix.com, and then compare the end result as well as the time spent making it. I ended up with Apple.com. It's a company everybody knows, and the website is fairly simple, but still have some challenges to conquer. Creating the whole page would have taken a long time, so I decided to make the menu and then the first two blocks. I started out making the hand-coded version. As we can see here, we have the Apple.com website, and this is my local version. We can see it's quite similar. It's not the right fonts, the spacing might be off here and there, but all in all I would say it's pretty close. And we can scroll down here to the second section, and yeah, we can see it's at least quite similar. And all in all for this took me 1 hour and 20 minutes to finish. And next I headed over to Wix.com and started going through this wizard to create a website. I'm not sure it actually does anything, but I still fill it in anyway. You can start or give a short presentation of how to create it. And we can see here there's a wide range of templates that you can choose from. All kinds of websites, but I tried to find a blank template since I knew exactly what I wanted to build from the start. So I started working on the menu and trying out the different options, some layout, design. You can fiddle around with the colors, the font size, yeah, basically everything that you could do normally with text. And yes, we can see here we have the hover state, etc. And what I wanted to do was to if you remember from the Apple website, there is this logo as the first menu item. So I tried to figure out a way to set the menu item as an image. So you can see here I created a menu, and I'm fiddling around with the settings, trying to find a way, but actually I couldn't find any way to make this happen. So I had an idea about using the image source and try to paste it into the menu, but as we can see here, as soon as I try to create the image tag, it says you cannot use these characters. So actually I'm not sure this is even possible to do. I tried to look around in the settings here as well. There's some layout info, page info, and yeah, you can hide it, and you can control the caching of the page. You can set the viewing permissions, do some SEO things, set the social share image and so on. But there seemed to be no way to add an icon as the menu item. After the menu that I spent quite some time on, the first section was quite hassle-free. I just had to figure out which kind of box to use for the background. I played around a little bit with the normal box, but had a problem to stretch it out to the edges. I eventually found a strip section which had everything I needed to get started. So here we see a preview with the menu and the first section in place. You can see some hover effects. And if we compare it to the real Apple website, it's similar, but there are some issues with the menu. The first section looks actually quite decent. There is just some different fonts, but all in all, quite happy with the results. When I got to the third section, I was already quite used to the program. So here I knew I had to use a strip. And I choose here one with a background image, some text. And I went right in to change that background image to the one that we needed. So you can just upload your own files here. And yeah, here we got the image. So now I just needed to add some text on top of this, but as you can see, the image took up the whole space, and I needed to put the text quite a bit over the image. So what I did was creating another strip with just a white blank space, and then moved it in the position above my background image. And at this point I just started filling in all the text, set the correct size, the colors, etc. So this is what I ended up with in the end. Looks fine, but not great, I would say. And all in all, this took me about 2 hours, which is a bit slower than the hand-coded version. That might be surprising, but I think it comes down to just learning the menus and settings, etc. Quick note on the mobile version. When hand coding, I can visualize and plan ahead for mobile. Here it seemed that the elements were put in the page more randomly. However, this could be fixed mostly by dragging and dropping the elements around. I like that you get the hamburger menu for free, which could take some time doing manually. So to summarize, here I lined up all 3 versions, and let's just go through. So if we start with the Apple website and compare it to the hand-coded one, we can see that there is some differences, but still quite similar. Like with the size of the background image, the menu is quite similar. And then if we go to the Wix website, we can see, especially in the menu, it's quite different. I had a hard time specifying the end of the menu, because you can choose either to stick all together or take the full space. But I couldn't find a way to define a maximum space to fill. And also the icons, I couldn't find a way to fit them in somehow. And then yeah, if we check at the second container here, we can see with the hand-coded version, it's also quite similar. The sizing is exactly the same, just the text differ a little bit. With the Wix version, it's a bit more different, but still decent, I would say. I do think if you just want something cool, it's a quite nice tool. For example, this website took me about 5 minutes to set up. But on the other hand, if you have a preset design that you want to follow, it's quite hard to get the details right. Alright, that's it for now. Do you have a similar experience with Wix? Let me know. And don't forget to like the video, share, subscribe. You know the drill. See you in the next one. Cheers.